Okay, this is how we're gonna wrap up our show tonight. This is the Egg Harbor 6-ounce Faroe Island premium salmon fillet. We picked up on this. Nick loves it. And the reason that he loves it is because he can take it out individually, one at a time. There's 10 of them that are in here, $11.90 each, auto delivery every 60 days for 1 year. More just arrived. This is going to ship in time for Easter. So if you want to use this for Easter dinner, you certainly can. Free shipping and handling here and an easy pay of $23.80. That pristine cold water is what is going to allow for this salmon to be so sweet. It is flaky, it is going to be delicious, and it's going to be individually blast frozen. So the first time that it's going to be thawed out is going to be in your kitchen when you go to cook it. That's pretty nice. And 133728, that is the item number to place your order, 1-800-500-7590. That's the phone number to call to place your order. And Brittany Rostelli, she's already cooked for us, so she's got some there on her plate.
I do. I have a few on the plate right now. They're beautifully marbled, very mild. This is kind of what a salmon really should taste like and what it should look like. A lot of salmon out there, you know, it has a little bit stronger of a flavor. It can be dry. That's all an attribute to where it comes from and then what happens to it once it comes out of the water. So if you're not familiar with the Faroe Islands, they're located just north of Scotland in an absolutely beautiful, pristine body of water. So the salmon are out there in the open ocean between these fjords and sounds, and there's a very strong Arctic current that flows through that area. It keeps the water very cold and then very clean. So the salmon in the ocean are fed an all-natural, hormone-free, and antibiotic-free diet. And then they come out of the water in the Faroe Islands where they are individually packaged and blast frozen after the bones have been taken out and the skin has been taken off at the absolute peak of its freshness. So you are the very first person that is going to go ahead and defrost and prepare your salmon at home, which is huge. It locks in all of the nutrients, all of your omega-3s, all of your omega-6s, and really just gives you that freshness. So I brought a raw side of salmon here because I wanted everybody to just take a look at this vibrant orange color and then the stripes. So we talked a lot about marbling with the Rostelli items and why that's important when it comes to a steak. And it's actually really important when it comes to salmon too. So these white stripes that you see here break down when the salmon cooks, and it gives it that really buttery texture, like that silky texture, so we could just peel those flakes back one by one. And it also gives it a really mild nature as well. So your salmon shouldn't be strong. One of the biggest complaints that I get about why people don't like salmon is because it's too strong. Here you're gonna get a more mild flavor, and salmon is a very versatile fish as well. Justin, we can do anything with a salmon. We can bake it, broil it, grill it, pan saute it, air fry it, poach it. You know, this fish just goes on with the methods. So it really is, you know, a staple protein in my freezer because in whatever I want to make, I can use the salmon for. If I want to do casual and make a dip, which I'll do in a little while, we can do that. We can make it with pasta. We can do Asian style, barbecue style, grill style, and you know the list just keeps going and going. On and on and on. You know, Nick the other day just used exactly this. This is what he ordered not too long ago. It's on auto delivery for us, and he used it with teriyaki. So he did a teriyaki sauce that he then baked with the salmon. My mom, she also picked up on this too. Literally, Brittany, my entire family has been ordering from the Rostelli family ever since I started doing this host job, and they've been watching these Rostelli shows, and they also love it, and they got so excited to tell me about the times that they cooked with it too. And you're right, there are so many different ways that you're able to cook with salmon, and there's so many different ways that not just you can cook it and the tools that you can use, but so many different ways that you can flavor it. There's so many different options in the ways in which that you're going to be able to use it, and so it's a really versatile fish. Now this is customer top rated. Everybody loves these, and there's over how many reviews? 3,000 reviews on QVC.com, and it's customer top rated. That says a lot about an item here at QVC. We have it today for you for $119, but we also put it on an easy payment plan of $23.80. Now, more just arrived.
We were out of it. We just got some back in. This ships in time for Easter, so you've got to place your order and check out now if you want to bring this customer top-rated salmon at home and get it in time for Easter Sunday, and maybe use this for your Easter Sunday meal. Shipping to you for free, auto delivery every 60 days for the next year. It comes down to $11.90 each. Can we take a look at how they come to us?
So these are going to come to you individually packaged and blast frozen in 6-ounce portions. So you just take out whatever it is that you need, defrost it. I always recommend a bowl of cold water for about 30 minutes. You could put it in your fridge the night before. I almost always forget to do that because I'm not a meal prepper. I like to call myself a mental meal prepper. So that basically means I know that there are items in my freezer that can give my family dinner in a very reasonable amount of time. So that's how I refer to myself.
Well, I love that. Now, I know you're using this for in a couple of different ways. What you just have, or what you have in the bowl, what are you going to make there?
So here I am pan sauteing my salmon right now. While I do that, I was gonna just make a little casual salmon salad. So this is my play on a tuna fish canned salad. So instead of using that, I use my Faroe Island salmon, and then I add just whatever I would use for my tuna salad. So a little bit of mayonnaise. I always like to cut my mayo with a little bit non-fat Greek yogurt just to make it a little bit lighter.
Oh, there you go.
And then a little bit of the Egg Harbor seasoning. And then you could do celery, you could do red onions. Today I have capers. And then I will mix this all together. And this salmon salad I eat over, you know, a piece of wheat toast, or I will put it in a lettuce wrap. Today I have my little bowl ready to go for a dip.
Look
so
how easy that is. Like, that's the other thing is the salmon just fell right apart. It was so easy to be able to cook up. Brittany took it out, defrosted it, threw it right in there. You took out as much as she needs. This is something where, you know, you want to take advantage. You want to take advantage of the free shipping and handling that is going to be delivered to you in time for Easter, should you want to use it for that. But if it's in your cart, you got to check out. Because unless you check out, it's not going to be able to get out to you and make it in time. So make sure that you do take, I mean, look at this as like a little dip that you can use on Easter Sunday. This would be fantastic.
Exactly.
And the salmon would cost you $11.90 if you used one piece. That's it. And it would be something different. It would be something delicious. It would be something that people would keep on going back for more of. And just look at how you were able to use it there with pretzels, to be able to have those little, to have some cauliflower and to have some of the celery with that as well is the perfect addition. But at the same time now, the same piece of salmon, you're over on the other side sauteing, and you're doing so in a sauce that looks yummy.
Exactly. So I just made this in one pan. So I seared my salmon on one side for about 4 minutes, flipped it, and then I had butter and onion in the pan. I added a little bit of tomato paste and some sun-dried tomatoes, some cream and some Parmesan cheese, and then just a little bit of spinach for color. And now I'm gonna plate this over my pasta. So this is called Marry Me Salmon. I think it's really just like a salmon Florentine.
I just made a recipe on QVC's TikTok and Instagram for Marry Me Chicken. So this is I literally just made it. It's on QVC's TikTok. I think it's on my Instagram too. But this is the salmon version. I never realized you could do the salmon version. It's so funny that you say that. I just have a recipe that's up my Instagram page, Justin Sachoka QVC.
So that's what I was talking about. It's
so
a lot
popular.
of the recipes that you're already making, you could just use the salmon and turn it into that. And then you have something really delicious, switching up your protein a little bit. You already know your own favorite recipes. I know like bowls right now are huge. Whether you're going to like one of those chains and you're making a Mexican bowl or a Greek bowl, or you know, a poke bowl or something like that. So a lot of times I'll just put together some rice, and then whatever ingredients I have here, I have carrots, a little bit of scallions, and some purple cabbage. And then I'll just bake the salmon and then flake it and just put that as my protein on my bowl. Just like nice and fresh, easy, light. Justin, when I tell you I just open up my fridge and I see what my sides are, I know that I have a protein in my freezer that's gonna work with whatever it is that I wanna make. And this is just one of those dishes that's really, really easy and simple to make for the whole family. But if you are someone that already eats salmon because it's high in protein, this one in particular at a 6-ounce portion is 32 grams of protein. So if you're already somebody that's eating salmon for protein needs, but you don't look forward to it, I always encourage everybody to just give this one a shot, because I think you will enjoy that protein journey when it comes to the Faroe Island salmon.
Over 3,000 people have left reviews on this on QVC.com, earning it the status of customer top rated. And if all those people had gone on over to QVC.com to say that, I think that says something about this item. We have it for you today at $119 and an easy payment plan of $23.80. But you're bringing 10 of these at home. 10 of these 6-ounce large Faroe Island premium salmons. Everything that you see right here is what you get. Now, they're all going to come to you individually packaged. They're all individually blasted, frozen in the Faroe Islands, where they are all skinned, they are prepared, and then they are frozen and sent over to you. The first time that they are defrosted, well, that's in your kitchen at the time in which you're going to prepare it. When you do go to prepare it, you're going to be able to cook this in a variety of different ways. It's going to cook quick. It's going to be an easy dinner. It's going to be a smarter choice in so many different ways. And it's something that you're going to absolutely love from the quality standpoint. It's a mild salmon. There's different salmons that are out there, but let's revisit, Brittany, why Faroe Islands?
The location of the Faroes is very special. It's located just north of Scotland. Absolutely beautiful, clean, pristine waters. But there's also a very strong Arctic current there that flows through those fjords and sounds, and it keeps the water very cold and very clean. So the salmon right there in the open ocean are fed an all-natural, hormone-free, and antibiotic-free diet. Then they are pulled out of the ocean, where they are individually packaged and blast frozen at the peak of their freshness, locking in all of the nutrients, our omega-3s, our omega-6s, all of that freshness, deboned, skin off, 6-ounce portions for you to bring home, defrost, and be the very first person to go ahead and have your salmon. It allows for it to be mild and really easy to prepare. There's gonna be no odor in your home. If you're used to not cooking seafood at home because you don't like that smell, you're not gonna have that here, especially if you wanna do something fun like I have here on your grill. Put the salmon in some foil, make a little kind of tent like I did, butter, lemon, and that's it. Your grill's nice and clean. You have a nice refreshing piece of fish for the summertime.
Now you're ready to go.
We're ready for dinner.
It is the yeah, it is the perfect summertime dish to have there. It is the perfect way to grill. Well, speaking of good grilling, you two brought us some amazing things these past 2 hours. I am officially really hungry right now. Thank you both for that. I hope that during these last 2 hours you were able to pick up on some of the stuff. Brittany, Chris, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It was so good to see you both.
Thanks, Justin. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good one. All right, well, that's going to do it for me tonight. Now, I am off for the next couple of days, but I will be back on Saturday at 10 p.m. with my good friend, Mary DeAngelis, for Saturday Night Q. And my schedule is up on my Instagram right now and my Facebook page, Justin Sachoka QVC, if you want to check that out. I hope you have a great rest of your week. We will see each other this weekend, launching Saturday Night Q at 10 o'clock on Saturday. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. I'll see you this weekend.